Hello students, today we will be discussing about how cells get energy, because you know each and every living organism, they require energy for their survival. Now for getting energy, they perform a process which is known as catabolism. Now what is catabolism? Catabolism is a set of metabolic activities in which larger molecules are broken down into smaller molecules. Now the process of breaking down of larger molecules into smaller molecules gives energy. How does that happen? Now these smaller molecules will either be directly oxidized and therefore they will be oxidized and finally they will give energy, or else they can act as byproducts in some other metabolic pathways, and therefore they will finally give the energy. Now the energy that is used by the cell are usually in the form of ATP. So ultimately this ATP will be formed within the cell, and now you all know that ATP is formed within the mitochondria. So we will come into that part, that exactly how this ATP is generated or is synthesized in the mitochondria by the breaking down of these larger molecules to smaller molecules. Now the next question that comes is, what are these larger molecules? Now these larger molecules can either be carbohydrate, can be fatty acids or amino acids. Now you all know that these are large molecules. So these molecules contains a huge amount of energy which is used as for making energy. Now among this, glucose gives the maximum amount of energy. One glucose molecule contains 2840 kilojoule of free energy. So glucose is converted into 4 molecules of carbon dioxide and 4 molecules of water. This is the the smallest molecules in which glucose can be broken down, and therefore it releases this heavy amount of energy. Now this energy is utilized by mitochondria by metabolic pathways and ultimately form energy currency of our cell, which is mainly ATP. One molecule of glucose, they make 2 molecules of pyruvate, and the process by which one glucose molecule is converted into 2 molecules of pyruvate is called as glycolysis. Now this glycolysis has got 10 steps or 10 reactions, after which one glucose molecule will finally be converted into 2 pyruvate molecule. And this process takes place within the cytoplasm. Now after 2 pyruvate molecules are formed, under aerobic condition they will form 2 acetyl-CoA, but this will form only in aerobic condition. That means in the presence of oxygen, 2 pyruvate molecule will be converted into 2 acetyl-CoA. But if the condition is anaerobic, then 2 things might happen. Either it will form 2 ethanol and 2 carbon dioxide molecule, which is called as ethanol fermentation, which occurs in anaerobic condition in some bacteria, in some microorganisms. And other one, in the absence of oxygen, the other thing that can be formed is 2 molecules of lactate can form from pyruvate under anaerobic conditions. That is called as lactate fermentation. Now you all know this lactate fermentation, this occurs in muscles after vigorous exercise. When there is lack of oxygen in the muscle but you're exercising vigorously, then this pyruvate is converted into lactate, and that gives us cramps in muscles. So that is lactate fermentation. Now but in aerobic condition, what will happen? This 2 pyruvate molecule will be converted into 2 acetyl-CoA, and finally this 2 acetyl-CoA will break down into 4 carbon dioxide molecule and 4 water molecule, and the cycle is called as citric acid cycle. So this is the reaction, this is the name of the cycle by which the 2 acetyl-CoA will finally form 4 carbon dioxide and 4 water molecule. And after this entire process, that is after the glucose has been finally broken down into carbon dioxide and water, this entire process will finally liberate a huge amount of energy, and that energy will be utilized to form about 30 to 32 ATP molecules. So 30 to 32 ATP molecules are made just by the breakdown of one single glucose. So this is how a cell acquires energy.